Welcome. I'll give a couple minutes. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
How are you?
Hi. I'm going to disturb you when you're.
That's okay.
Hi, I'm Dawn.
Hi.
Yes, hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for your email.
Sure. And you are?
Danny.
Danny. Nice to meet both of you. And yeah, enjoy. We're trying to do dinners like once a month
Okay.
to encourage people to come back to the show.
Great.
It's hard.
Yes, it is.
You know,
Yeah.
everybody's gotten so used to just, being in their living room and everything's so easy.
COVID changed
So,
people.
In
And
more ways than,
other things change people, but.
yeah, that's true. That is true.
It's funny being on the computer all the time because your brain, sometimes you want to forward through life,
Yeah.
like you want to,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah.
So we haven't been in this room in 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah, we've been in the main sanctuary. I was in
Oh.
the hallway for a year, and because nobody was in the building, and because it was really pretty with that background.
Right.
And then I was in the sanctuary for almost a year,
Okay.
3/4. And so tonight we're experimenting
I
coming
see.
back in here.
I see.
So
Okay, very good.
to be
Very
able
good.
to turn
Thank
on
you.
air.
So this is good. We could go closer, but.
No, this is great. Yeah.
It's a good view right here. It's good. Yeah. Perfect eye.
Very good. Hopefully that's cool air and not hot air.
It's hard to say here, isn't it?
I can't see. Hello, Elaine.
Hello, Rabbi.
How are you? Hi.
May I sit with you? Mom's not coming.
She's not feeling good?
No, she's okay. She was coming and she had a little fall, but she's fine. But I think it just kind of scared her. I hope it did.
What did?
Mama fell, but she's
Oh.
fine. She's fine. She was doing something she shouldn't have been doing, so maybe she learned her lesson. Probably not.
That's how my mom, she fell, broke her hip.
That's usually what happens.
Hello, Kathy.
I wore my other shoe and,
Well, you know you don't get to wear it. So you might as well wear it when you get here. Yeah, doing well. I know you like your coat.
Well, I'm still,
The
I like it
verdict is
better
in.
than
Osharon.
Orgeron, he just got tardy.
Yeah.
That's it.
I liked him. I mean, he was kind of a funny guy.
He was. Did you hear his conversation when he got fired?
I did.
So which store do you want me to go out of?
Isn't this
Second or
nice?
third?
Yeah.
That's nice.
You wanna go?
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Did y'all get to go on your trip?
Yeah. Yes.
Good.
10 out of 10. This is as 10 as 10 is.
Where'd you, Rabbi?
Emery Island, Sarasota, and Bradenton.
Okay, yeah.
It's not commercial. You know, it's not those big build-up things, it's little houses. That's where I spent my 20s.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm leaving too.
So Shabbat shalom, welcome to Agudath Israel Etz Ahayem Synagogue here in Montgomery, Alabama. I'm Rabbi Scott Kramer. We are in our small sanctuary for the first time in 2 years, believe it or not.
Love
Yes.
it.
technology in here. We don't have to move it from room to room. So hopefully, I'm still working on the lighting here, but we'll see how it works tonight and make sure the sound, had my sound guy come in last week, and I think everything works. And we're just really happy that y'all have joined us this evening. And we're going to start, we're praying out of Sidor Lev Shalem for Shabbat, which is downloadable as a PDF file from our synagogue's website. Thanks to Tina McMahon for making a wonderful website. And we will begin tonight's service on page 10 with Yedid Nefesh. Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman Mishoch Avdach Eritzonach Yavutz Avdach Kemo Ayal Yishtachaveh Mul Hadarach Ki Erav Lo Yedidutach Min Ofet Suf Vechol Tam Adornawe Eziv Haolam Nafshi Cholat Avatach Anaweilna Refanala Beharola Noam Zivach Az Tichazek V'titrapeh Ve'ayetalach Chichat Olam Vatigemu Urachamecha V'chusna Ben Ohavach Ki Ze Kama Nichsav Lirot Tiferet Uzach Anai Mahmad Libi Chushana V'yatitalam Igalena Ufros Chaviv Alai Etzukat Shelomach Ta'ir Eretz Mikvodach Nagila V'nismecha Bach Ma'ahu Kiva Moed V'chaneini Kimei Olam Yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai. Page 11, Psalm 95. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, l'tzur yishenu, mikadma fanav v'todah. Naria, naria, l'tzur yishenu, bizmirot naria alone. We continue in English. Let us go and sing to Adonai. Let us trumpet praise to our protector. Filled with thanks, let us greet God, raising our voice in song.
Great is Adonai, a greater sovereign than all other deities. God's hands form the earth's beat. Mountain crests too are God's work. The sea is God's, for God made it. Dry land was fashioned by God's hands.
Come then, let us bow and kneel, let us bend our knees in the presence of Adonai who formed us.
For Adonai is our God, and we are God's flock, sheep in God's caring hands.
If only you would listen today to God's voice and not become hard-hearted, like the people at Meribah, like the time at Massah, in the desert when your ancestors tried me and tested me, though they had seen what I had wrought.
For 40 years I was troubled by that generation, and I said, these are a people whose hearts have gone astray. They do not know my way. So in anger I swore they would not enter my rest.
40 שנה כות בדור ואומרם טועה לבבם ואין לא יד דרכי אשר נשפטתי ביפי אם יבואון אל מנוחתי. Page 13, Psalm 96. Ashiru Ladonai Shir Hadash Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz Shiru Ladonai Baruch Shemo Basru Meyom Le'yom Yeshuato Sapru Bagoyim Kevodo Bechol Ha'amim Yiflioto Ki Gadol Adonai. Oh, hello me, oh, no, Rahu, Avo Elohim, Lai, Kiko Elohim, Amim Elilim, Vadonai Shamayim Masa, Od Behadar Lefana, Oz Betiferet B'mikdasho, Havul Adonai Mishpachot Amim, Havul Adonai Kavod Vos, Havul Adonai Kevod Shemo, Seu Micha, Uvahu Lechatzorot, Adulai Laila, Shtachavul Adonai Behadrat Kodesh, Chilum Mipanav Kol Haaretz, Imrun Vagoyim, Adonai Malach, Avtikum Tevel Balatimot, Yadina Amim B'Meisharim, Yismechu Hashamayim V'Tagel Haaretz, Ayir Hamayanu Melo, Yalo Sadai, V'chol Asher Bo Lai, Azuranu Kulat Seyar, Lifnei Adonai Kiva, Yishpot Haaretz, Yishpot Tevel B'tzedek, V'yamin B'emunato, Yalai, Lalai, Yalai, Lalai, Yalai, Lalai, Yalai, Lalai, Page 15, Psalm 97. Adonai reigns, let the earth be glad, the many distant lands rejoice.
Clouds and thick darkness around the divine, righteousness and justice secure God's throne. Fire goes before God, consuming the besiegers round about.
Flashes of lightning illumine the land, the earth watches and trembles, mountains melt like wax at the approach of Adonai, at the approach of the Master of all the earth.
The heavens tell of God's righteousness, and all the nations see God's glory.
Worshippers of idols be shamed for praising false gods. All that is deemed supreme bow before God.
Zion hears of it and rejoices. The cities of Judah exult, as you, Adonai, pass judgment.
You, Adonai, are above all that is earthly, exalted over all that is worshipped as divine.
Those who love Adonai hate evil. God protects the lives of the faithful, saving them from the hands of the sinful.
Light is sown for the righteous and joy for the upright. Rejoice in Adonai, you righteous people, and thank God as you pronounce the divine holy name. Or Zarula Tzadik V'Leishulav Simcha, Simchu Tzadikim Badonai, V'Hodu L'Zecher Kadesho. Page 17, Psalm 98. המזמור שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, כי נפלאות עשה, הושיע לו ימינו, וזרוע קודשו הודיע אדוני ישועתו, לעין הגויים גילה צדקתו, זכר חסדו ואמונתו, לבית ישראל, ראו כל ארצי הארץ, את ישועת אלוהינו, הוריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, פיתחו ורננו וזמרו, זמרו לאדוני בכינור בקול זמרה, בחצות רוב בקול שופר, הוריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ירמיה ומלואו, תבל ויושבה, נהרות ימחו אותך, יחד הרים ירננו, לפני אדוני קיבה, לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, בימים במישרים, ילאי ללאי ללאי ללאי, ילאי ללאי ללאי, ילאי ללאי ללאי ללאי, ילאי ללאי ללאי ללאי, ילאי ללאי ללאי, ילאי ללאי Page 19, Psalm 99. Adonai reigns, nations tremble. The one enthroned amidst the cherubim makes the world quake.
Adonai is great in Zion above all nations. They shall acknowledge your name, saying, Great, awe-inspiring Holy One.
A sovereign strength lies in the love of justice, and you forge the paths of truth, judging Jacob righteously and justly.
Exalt Adonai our God. Bow down before God the Holy One.
Moses and Aaron among God's priests, and Samuel among those who called upon the divine name, called to you and you answered them. You spoke to them from amidst the cloud. They kept your covenant and the law you gave them. You answered them, Adonai our God. You were a forgiving God to them, even as you punished them for their transgressions.
Exalt Adonai our God and bow down at God's holy mountain. For Adonai our God is holy.
Remember Adonai Elohim ishtachavu lahar kadosho ki kadosh Adonai Elohim. We rise, if you're able, page 21, Psalm 29. Mizmor leDavid, Avu Adonai b'nei Elim, Avu Adonai kavavos, Avu Adonai kavod shemo, Ishtachavu Adonai Hakad Kodesh, Kol Adonai Alamayim, El Kavod Hirim Adonai Alamayim Rabim, Kol Adonai Bakoa, Kol Adonai Be'adar, Kol Adonai Shaver Harazim, Vaishaver Adonai Et Al Zehalvanon, Vayakidem Kemo Egel, Lebanon V'Sirion Kemo Ben Be'evim, Kol Adonai Choksev Lavotesh, Kol Adonai Yachim Midbar, Yachim Adonai Midbar Kadesh, Kol Adonai Yemolel Hayalo, Vayechasap Yavod, Uveichalo Kulo Merkavod, Adonai Lamabul Yasham, Yeshav Adonai Melech Le'olam, Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitem, Adonai Yevarech Et Amo V'Shalom. You may be seated. We continue, page 23. Lecha dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabila. Lecha dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabila. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Hishmi anu elam yuchad, Adonai echad, u'shamo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litila, l'chadoti l'krat, kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela, l'krat Shabbat, l'chu v'nelcha, ki nikor abiracha, merosh mikedem, nesucha, so maaseh b'mashvaktila, l'chadoti l'krat, kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela, mikdash melech, ir melucha, kumitzei mitocha hafecha, ravlach shevet, b'yem mekabacha, v'yachamo alayechem la, l'chadoti l'krat, kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela, Hipnari me'afar kumi, livshevi deiti fartechami, Ayad Yishai Beit Alachmi, Karvaya Nafshi Geyala, Lechadoti Lekrat, Kala B'nei Shabbat Nikabela, Hitoreri, Kiva Ore Kumi Uri, Shir Gaveri, Kivod Adonai, Alayich Nigla, Lechadoti l'ikrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lechadoti l'ikrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lo tevoshi v'lo tikami, ma tishtochati u'ma tevni bach, yechasu ani eyami. Denimeta ir altila, lechadoti l'ikrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela, v'ayu l'shisa, shahu esayich, v'rachakuko mivalayich, yasis alayich, Elohai, kimchaz chatan al kala, lechadoti l'ikrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela, Yamin u'shmo tivrozi et Adonai taritzi, Ayarish ben parti v'tismecha, v'nagila lechadoti l'ikrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. We rise as we turn to the last stanza of L'chadodi, page 25, and we turn towards the west to greet the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateh bala gam b'simcha u'v'tzala tochem unei am segula boi chala lechadoti l'ikrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. You may be seated. We continue page 27 with Psalm 92. A psalm, the song of the day of Shabbat. It is good to thank you, Adonai, and sing to your name most high, to proclaim your love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night.
Finger the lute, pluck the harp, let the sound of the lyre rise up.
You gladden me with your deeds, Adonai, and I shall sing of your handiwork.
How wonderful are all your works, Adonai, how subtle your designs.
The arrogant do not understand, the fool does not comprehend this. The wicked flourish like grass, and every evildoer blossoms, only to be destroyed forever.
But you, Adonai, are exalted for all time.
Surely your enemies, Adonai, surely your enemies will perish. All who commit evil will be scattered.
As a wild bull raises up its horns, you raised my head high, anointed it with fresh oil.
As my enemies gather against me, my gaze remains steady, for my ears listen and hear.
The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai. They flourish in our courtyards.
In old age they remain fruitful, still fresh and bountiful, proclaiming Adonai is upright, my rock in whom there is no flaw. Sadikatamar Yifra Kieres Balvanam Yisker Shetolim Bered Adonai Bechatzro Eloheinu Yavrihu O Giluvun Beseva Teshenim Be'anayim Yehu Le'agid Ki Yashar Adonai Suri Page 29, Psalm 93. Adonai is sovereign, robed in splendor, girded in strength. The earth stands firm, not to be dislodged. From earliest time you were enthroned, you are eternal.
The rivers rise up, the rivers raise up their roar, the rivers raise up their waves. Above the roar of the vast sea and the majestic breakers of the ocean, Adonai stands supreme in the heavens.
In your house, beautiful in its holiness, your testimonies endure, Adonai, for all time. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome
Shabbat
to
Shalom.
everyone. I'm so glad you have joined us both near and far, both in person and online. So we're in a new venue, a new/old venue. We haven't been in this sanctuary in, I think, 2.5 years. I'm not sure, I don't remember the last time we were in here. It was sometime when the building was still being redesigned. But we weren't here very long. We were in the hallway for about a year. We were in the other sanctuary for about a year and a half. We're just trying all of this. I finally have all the technology in here so we can do services, and I don't have to move everything back and forth. So we'll be here tonight, and we'll be in the main sanctuary tomorrow morning. We still have a light issue during the day that we can't run the technology with this light coming in. So welcome to everyone. So I'm going to set the stage for this week's Torah portion by Yerah. Abraham is 99 years old, and he was 99 years old when God asked him to circumcise himself and his 13-year-old son Ishmael, not to mention all the males in his household. I don't know about you, but I think there's a good reason that Jews choose to circumcise their sons when they're 8 days old and not 99 or 13. At least I don't remember mine. Be that as it may, Abraham must now recover from this seemingly barbaric act that actually serves as a sign of a pact between God and Abraham, and by extension, the Jewish people. Barbaric or not, it sets us apart from the pagan world that existed at that time. Abraham observing the only monotheistic faith in the entire world. The worst part so Abraham is sitting by his tent. It says at the beginning of the text, he's sitting in his tent in the heat of the day, which is seemingly, why does it add that? Because he is recovering from his circumcision. How do we know that? Because last week's Torah portion, Lech Lecha, ended with Abraham circumcising himself. So there by extension, We think that Abraham was sitting in his tent on the third day after circumcision, which probably was the most painful. And so what is he doing? Okay. I don't know about you, but if I was recovering from this, I would be in bed, drugged up with whatever I could get a doctor to prescribe for pain, and I would not want to be anywhere near outside or around people, and would generally be in a pretty lousy mood. Rashi comments on the text and says that Abraham was sitting by the tent opening to be able to see any passerby and thereby extend hospitality. And he does this at the hottest part of the day. Abraham is obviously not me, and thanks to that is positioned at exactly that moment to greet three strangers who come traveling by. Abraham lifts his eyes, and behold, three men are standing near him. And then he noticed that they were not coming to his tent, so he ran after them from his tent opening, and he bowed down to them to the earth. Wow, how is he even able to stand up, much less run and then bow, prostrating himself into the desert sand? And he begs them to come to his home, wash their feet, give them food and drink, and generally hangs over them to be able to provide for their every need. We generally read this story as the proper protocol for visiting the sick. It says in the Shulchan Aruch that when you are to visit the sick, if you don't know the person intimately on the third day of the sick person's illness, God visits Abraham in the guise of three men on the third day of his illness. But what happens is a complete turnaround. Instead of God visiting Abraham to provide support and comfort, Abraham provides these strangers whom Abraham may or may not realize are God's messengers. Abraham exemplifies for us the concept of orchat hachnasim, or hospitality to strangers. And that's a perfect segue for this evening, because thanks to the generosity of Bert Shepard, he is inviting all of us to have dinner after services, and we are so very grateful to Bert for providing this. And apparently we're going to be doing this like once a month, I think, for the future. And we're just so grateful to be able to welcome all of you into our home as we practice orchat hachnasim, hospitality. And I think this is just a perfect night for this. And it's so nice to see a lot of people squished into a smaller venue. So it seems like we have a full house. It does. And it's great. So please, everybody, enjoy the service and enjoy the dinner that is being provided for all of you after. And with that, we'll say Shabbat Shalom. And we will continue our service with Ma'aviv. Please turn to page 39A. And please rise for the Baruch Hu, the call to worship. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Ba'aleh. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Mevo'ed. Baruch et Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzevaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. Umahavir yom mevi laila, mavdio ben yom uven laila Adonai Tzevaot Shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid imloch alei l'olam v'ed baruch atah Adonai Hamari b'avim. Page 40. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amchavta Torah u'mitzvot u'kim u'mishpatim otanu limadta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachreinu v'kumeinu nesiach b'chukecha v'nismach divrei Toratecha uv'mitzvotecha le'olam v'oed ki ein chayenu v'orech yameinu uv'oem neged yomam v'layla v'yavetchatos yimimenu la'olamim baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol v'amcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ho'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al vavecha v'shinanatam levanecha v'nibarta bam v'shivtecha v'veitecha v'lechtecha v'derech v'shachpecha v'kumecha v'kshertam liot al yadecha v'hayu letatachot b'einecha v'chtatam am zuzot beitecha v'visharecha v'yarim shama v'tishvu v'tzita Hashem achim Vayomer Adonai Moshe lemor daber el bnei Yisrael yamarta lehem v'yasu lehem tzitzit al kanvei v'gem ledoratam v'natnu al tzitzit hakanaf v'tiol tachelek v'haya lachem letzitzit oritem oto u'zchartem et kol mitzvot Adonai v'asitem otam V'lo tatu racharei l'vavchem v'yacharei nechem asher temzonim achareihem l'man yizgaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kadoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti bechem eretz Mitzrayim liat lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 43a. This is our enduring affirmation binding on us that Adonai is our God and there is none other, and we, Israel, are God's people. God is our sovereign, redeeming us from earthly rulers, delivering us from the hand of all tyrants, bringing judgment upon our oppressors, and just retribution upon all our mortal enemies, performing wonders beyond understanding and marvels beyond all reckoning. God places us among the living, not allowing our steps to falter, and leads us past the false altars of our enemies, exalting us above all those who hate us. Adonai avenged us with miracles before Pharaoh, offered signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. God brought Israel from its midst to lasting freedom and led them through the divided waters of the Sea of Reeds. As their pursuers and enemies drowned in the depths, God's children beheld the power of the divine. They praised and acknowledged God's name. Page 44. ומלכותו ורצון כי בעליהם, משה ובני ישראל הנשירה, בשמחה רבה וימרו כולם, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדור בקודש, נוראתי לו עושה פלא. מלכותך ובניך בוקיים לפני משה, זה לי אנו ויאמרו, אדוני אלוהינו לעולם ועד, ונאמר כי ודע אדוני את יעקב, וגלות מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Page 45. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו. ושמוצאתנו ולחיים ושלום יטב יד עולם ובעוז עלינו שkat שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הברד שkat שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. We rise, page 46. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לגורתם בגדולה. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לגורתם בגדולה. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לגורתם בגדולה. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לגורתם בגדולה. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לגורתם בגדולה. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ויאמר יברח ירותי וימלך מלכותי בחייכם וביומכם ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב תאמרו אמן. יש רבה מבורך לעולם יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קדושה לעילם מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא ויאמרו amen. We continue with the Silent Friday Night Agudath, pages 47 through 52. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. 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 Ki atah melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atah melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'enecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. We rise, page 53. Vayechulu hashamayim ve'haaretz b'chol tzeva'am. Vayechal Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa. Vayishpot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa. Vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vayikadesh oto ki bo Shabbat mikol melachto ki bo Shabbat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Eloi Avotenu Eloi Avraham Eloi Yitzchak Eloi Yaakov Hoi Eloheinu Gibor Banu Ra Elyon Kunei Shamayim Va'aretz Magen Avot Bidvaro Mechaye Meitim B'mamaro Oel HaKadosh Shein Kamohu Amen Yachli Amo B'yom Shabbat Kodsho Kivam Ratza Lehamiach Lahem Kivam Ratza Lehamiach Lahem Lefanav Navod B'yirav V'chad V'nodeh Lishmo B'chol Yom Tamid Me'ein HaBerachot El HaOdot Adon HaShalom Mekadesh HaShabbat Umbarech Shavi'i Umeniach B'Kedusha Le'am B'Kedush Neoneg Zecher L'Maaseh V'Reishit Eloheinu v'Eloi Avotenu Ritzei v'menuchateinu Kadishenu b'mitzvotecha V'tein chelkeinu b'toratecha Saveinu mituvecha V'samcheinu b'shuatecha V'hava uvratzon Shabbat kodeshecha V'yanuchu vo Yisrael Mikadeshei shemecha Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat Yikadal Yikadash Shemer Rabba B'yomad Brachutei B'yom Lich Malchutei V'chayechon V'yomechon V'chaylecho Beit Yisrael Bagalav Zman Karev Imaru, Amen. Yesh Me'Rabba Mevorach, Ve'olam Yom Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, Yitbar, Yitmam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitalev, Yitalav, Shmei, Kudisha, Baruch, Leila, Mikol, Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbachata, V'nechemata, Da'avivan, V'yamav, Imaru, Amen. תתקבל תפילתנו ותנחושכנו ונשמע ימרו, אמן. יש למה רב מן שמיים וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ימרו, אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימרו, amen. We rise as the ark is open. Page 56 for Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol l'tei gdula l'yotzei Bereshit shelo sam v'goyei ha'atzot v'lo saman k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'goraleinu k'chol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim לפני מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נותן שמיים ויוצר הארץ ומשה יקראו בשמיים ממעל ושכינת זו בגוון אלוהים הוא אלוהינו ממנו אמת מלכנו ארץ תפילתו כך כתוב בתורתו וידעת היום שלא אלוהיך כי אדוני אלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ בינה Gagadu b'doretech Adonai loch le'lam koed v'ne'emar v'hayel Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo This week we will observe yard sites for Reuben Alter Erno, Pauline Karstens, Fanny Schwartz Mann, Leon Ruttenberg, Esther S. Fleischman, Thelma Kallick, Joe Capilouto, Reuben Hannon, Karen Herman, Richard Jaffe, Isaac Berman, Regina Cohen, Ralph M. Franco, Marjorie G. Herman, Lillian Ravinsky, Regina Schulf, Rose Belitsky, Ellen Miller Sturman, and Julie Friedlander. Those observing yard site, the those who mourn, please rise. Page 58, join me in Kaddish tone, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabba, v'yomad yivrach yurtei v'yamlech malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayedech o Beit Yisrael, ba'agalav v'zman karev v'maru amen, yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'lam amen Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitfomam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei l'isha b'richu, Leilam kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amivan v'yamav v'maru amen, yehi shlama rabba min shamayim, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'maru amen. Oseh shalom v'yamav, uyaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'maru amen. Again, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for joining us this evening, both in person. This is a really, really nice in-person crowd, and of course those online also. Services will continue tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. We'll be in the other sanctuary for that. Also tomorrow evening at 7 p.m., please join the Alabama Community Virtual Havdalah for the ending of Shabbat with wonderful music and wonderful words of Torah. And that will be via Zoom. Let's see. I wanted to mention Elaine told me that because this is Veterans Day weekend, there are 97 flags in our cemeteries. So this would be a good weekend to go visit and see all of those American flags on the graves of our veterans. So I'm going to do that as well. This coming week, next Thursday evening at 6 p.m., right here at Agudath Israel Etz Ahayem, we will celebrate with two churches in Montgomery, interfaith Thanksgiving service. We really, really need all of you to come and show your support for not only our synagogue, but for our interfaith efforts. Shane Eisner, First Christian Church, and Ray Steller, I can never remember the name of his church, but this is the third time, I believe, that we have done an interfaith service, second time with this group, and so please come, and it's just an hour of your time a week before Thanksgiving. So that's next Thursday at 6 p.m. And let's see, anything else? That's about it. So again, thank you, and thank you for making this sanctuary come alive again. It feels so great to be in here, and we look forward to many, many more Shabbat experiences in this chapel. With that, we'll go ahead and conclude tonight's service on page 211. Adon olam asher malach b'ter ben kol yitzir nivra le'eg nasa v'chefso kol azay melech shemo nivra azay melech shemo nivra v'yacharek yichlot hakol v'la ado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu oved v'hu yeh b'tifara v'hu yeh b'tifara v'hu echad v'yein sheni l'am shelo le'achbira b'li reishit b'li tachlit v'lo ha'oz v'ham nisra v'lo ha'oz v'ham nisra v'hu eli v'chai go'eli v'tzor kevlim v'yetz hara v'hu nisi u'manosli minat kosi v'yom ekra minat kosi v'yom ekra b'yado avki ruchi v'yet ishan v'yayira v'imroli k'v'yati Adonai li v'lo ira Adonai li v'lo ira Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.